Hi Codebreakers. Today I'm going to teach you about the two remaining monoalphabetic substitution ciphers that you need to know. In this competition, so far I plan to use 4 ciphers. One of them is the railfence cipher, the next is a Caesar cipher, and then you have 2 other monoalphabetic substitution ciphers, which I'll teach you now. One of the first ones is kind of randomized, so I'll kind of demonstrate it. So, let me see. This one here is my monoalphabetic substitution cipher. This one provides a lot of security. However, security with a cost. Let me explain. So what happens is, like before, in using the Caesar cipher, what you did, you produced a cipher alphabet by shifting characters, and essentially all the characters were in order. It's not exactly one of the greatest forms of security, but it's kind of great. So the thing is that, what if you wanted a stronger set of security? I mean, the railfence, you could kind of read it just by looking at the ciphertext, so that's not much of a security either, although it scrambles it enough to provide kind of medium level security, and if the other person knows what you're using, then it's easy communication while other people are in the dark. So each cipher comes with its own layer of security. The randomized alphabet now, it comes with one of the strongest securities that you'll use in this competition, but it comes with a catch. The key. You have to communicate the key. So I'm going to cipher something, and you know how I like to cipher this thing. So what I have done here, I have produced a ciphertext, which is this here, using a randomized alphabet. So in this code, what I have done, I would have the alphabet, then I kind of shuffle the list, so every time I run this code, I can produce a different ciphertext using a different alphabet. So let me copy this out of pure laziness, and then do that there, and there you go. So as you can see, even though I run my program twice for the same plain text, it produces a different ciphertext because it produced a different cipher alphabet. So let's look at it in both cases. So what I have to do, I have to set up, let's see here. What I need is the alphabet. So I need the alphabet from something that I have done before. Right, plain alphabet, there you go. See the beauty of saving your work? Oh, but the other thing is, yep, that's not gonna work. Delete you. Yes, I'm extremely sure. Okay, so we're going to duplicate this sheet. Alright. And then we gotta rename you. It's the same thing we were going to do just now. Okay, so now we're in here. But we don't want anything that's from here at all. So boom. And then, let's see, easy work. Although, okay, right. So I still got to do some stuff here. Nice. Okay, so now what I'm gonna have, so I'm gonna have a cipher alphabet now. And I'm gonna take that from my program. So the first cipher alphabet we're using is this here, and unfortunately we'll have to split that up, so let's go. You need some kind of delimiter for this thing to work properly. So what's gonna happen now, I'm gonna split the text to columns, use the space, there we go. So this is my plain alphabet, this is my cipher alphabet. And obviously, okay, so my plain text, and then I have in next cell my ciphertext. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to kind of walk you through how the ciphertext is produced from the plain text, which is what I've been doing so far. So let's minimize this and go back to our screen here. This is our ciphertext, and we have to figure out how exactly, well, I mean, we could just copy that because we already have the means by which we could do that. What we need to do is just copy the plain text and copy the ciphertext too. The plain text is there. Of course, you know, we gotta make a space between everything. Oh, extra space. And we have that. Good. I'm very sure I had this copied somewhere, and I just did not look for it. Okay, there we go. So, if you have M in the plain text, the plain alphabet, the M in the plain alphabet becomes what? Becomes a V, alright? The A becomes a W. A K becomes what? A P. And I becomes what? D. And I just do a couple more. Y'all are intelligent people, so y'all get the point. Okay, so now let's look at our plain text to see if we're making sense. And as you can see, the ciphertext that we would have produced from the program is exactly what we're doing here, so we're not too shabby. Let me just paste the result over here. Very good. Of course, yeah, so as you can see, we start the matchup, so yeah. The next thing though, so we're gonna kind of copy this whole format here because I mean I like everything to be nice and formatted. So we have our plain alphabet, but we have a different cipher alphabet, so we gotta erase all of this, all of you, then we're gonna erase all of you, and then you go away. Okay, so now we're going to copy our new cipher alphabet. That's going to be where? Right. Cipher alphabet is this thing. Now, the thing is about this cipher, while it may provide many possibilities to encipher something, and we'll discuss the possibilities in a minute. Can you guess? There is probably a shortcut for doing that. And I'm just probably doing it in the most inefficient way, or inefficient. But anyway, our cipher alphabet now. Start to produce the ciphertext. What's the M? Well, unfortunately, M is M, so look at that. A is A, so that doesn't really help. K is T, and I is what? B. N is O, and a G is what? E. Alright, and let's take a look at our program, see if we match up. And there we go, see our ciphertext is right there. So that's the cipher, and I was gonna kind of mention that you need, in order for this thing to work, let's discuss comparative security measures. In order for the Caesar cipher to work between you and somebody, the person needs to know your key, which is the actual number of shifts that you use for the cipher. And I've been shifting, I think, forward or backward, anyway. But I think the last event, one of the, well, a whole number, well, you can't shift by any other number, so some kind of single digit number I used. Once that's known between you and your receiver, then you can therefore send encrypted messages. You have end-to-end encryption. And somebody on the outside can't read your message unless they are able to do two things. They can acquire your key and then just use it to decipher your message, or they can use some sort of cryptanalysis to break your cipher. I mean, that's possible. But the thing is that if people are aware of these things, they could do it. So anyway, with a real offense now, the only thing that's needed to be known between you and the person is the actual technique that's used, because there's no key for the real offense. You just have to split the message in half and then create rails, and then you alternate the messages, so that's fine. For the randomized alphabetic substitution cipher, monoalphabetic substitution cipher, unfortunately, the key is a bit more cumbersome because there is no way, well, practically, that an individual is going to remember a unique string of 26 characters. And therein lies the problem. Though the encryption method is a bit strong, the thing is that you have to have a way that both parties remember the key. And the thing is that having a key, this key most likely means that you will have to write it down. And writing it down means that somebody else can just pick it up and discover it from wherever you are. If any one of you have ever kept a diary and somebody discovered the diary, you kind of know what I'm talking about. Anytime you write down a secret, somebody can find it out. So it's not really practical. So what's a bit more practical than that? Using a keyword. Now, a keyword you can remember. And I have to delete this again. Why? So the randomized alphabetic substitution cipher, you're gonna find if it's there, most likely you'll say, oh, this is a randomized alphabetic substitution cipher, because the thing is, you'll see that somewhere along the line I'll have to lay the trail for you. I'll have to give you the entire alphabet in some way. But when will I do that? Where will I do that? I'm not gonna tell you. So that's something you're gonna have to find out on your own. Oh, not rename. I'm gonna duplicate that. I like the keyword cipher a lot. So this is, I would call it ABC sub with keyword.